We are now standing on Calle Cava Baja. This place is fairly famous as a tapas street in Madrid. That's because it does have some of the best tapas bars in Madrid, and it also has them really conveniently placed one after the other after the other. If you want, you can start at one end at the other, never have the same thing twice in the same place, and walk out of here just totally sloshed and really full. But it's a wonderful place. Young and I actually, there's a place down the way which we're going to go into that it's called Casa Lucas. It's where we got actually some of the appetizers that we served at our wedding because we like it so much. As I mentioned, Casa Lucas is one of our favorite tapas bars. First of all, they have a really good selection of various wines by the glass from all over Spain, and really good stuff. And second of all, their food here, their tapas are wonderful. They make two things. One is called the alilla, which is, if I remember correctly, that's the one with the pork over the corn mousse, and it's got a balsamic drizzle over it. And then they have another one that's chicken, also over toast. Anyway, we're going to get the alilla, we'll get the cariñeña, that's the other one, and we'll get both of them. They'll be good, and those are our tapas in this bar. There are other stuff. They're really known for all kinds of stuff that they make, but those are our favorites. And the alilla is really good. Tapas is an interesting concept here in Spain. It's got a sort of an apocryphal history. Some people say the name tapar, tapear, means to cover. And so tapa, they used to say they would take food and they would put it on top of the wine or the beer glasses, because back in the Middle Ages, there would be flies everywhere, and you didn't want the flies getting in your drink. So you would cover the wine or the beer with food to keep the flies out of the drink. Now that's one story. The other story is that there was a king here who didn't want the bars serving the patrons alcohol and didn't want them stumbling out of the bars drunk and incoherent. And so he mandated that they go ahead and they have food with their wines. Thank you very much. And so they came up with the concept of tapas. To this day, in most bars, if you sit down and you don't order food, they will give you a complimentary tapa. Here, even though we ordered the food, they gave us the complimentary tapa. Here it's bread with chorizo sausage on it, and that's always going to be good. Now, we already got our first dish, and we have not tried it here before, but we've heard from another YouTuber that this dish is very good. This is the rabo de toro, or bull's tail, which is served over mashed potatoes with a brown gravy, and it's got a green salsa verde on it. And so we're going to try that. And then we're going to get our favorite alilla, which is the pork with the corn mousse underneath. We got a glass of Grenache wine, which the bartender recommended. It's a red wine that goes good with all kinds of casual, good, home cooking type foods, and I really like that. Young got a Rioja, that's the more upscale red wine. Unfortunately, Young has upgraded her taste and she's now a wine snob, but that's okay, we'll live with it. You know, my wife the wine snob, we can do it. I'm still getting the Grenache, it's very good. All right, now I've already tried their complimentary tapa, which is the chorizo with the bread underneath. I've tried one of the chorizos. This is a really good chorizo. It has a strong paprika flavor. It's just got a little bit of spiciness to it, and it's just nice. The rabo de toro. This has got a nice smooth mashed potato under it. It's got a rich gravy on top of it. And rabo de toro is a very rich meat anyway. It's very fatty. And oh, this is the official serving fork. This is my fork. I refuse to eat with the serving fork because that would be gauche. As always, rabo de toro is a very rich meat, and here it is extremely rich. And the guidance we got to try the rabo de toro here is definitely well placed. This is delicious. It's one of the better rabo de toros I've had. Okay, this is the alea. This is what I was telling you about, that Young and I liked it so much we actually copied it for our wedding. It's got some dark meat chicken, it's got corn mousse on top of it, and it has a drizzle of soy sauce over it. It comes served with the French fries, crunchy shoestring fries, and then it's got sauteed a confit of onions underneath it. It's really delicious, and I can easily make a dinner out of this. Okay, take a look at the confit onions underneath. This is sweet and salty. It's got a good yin-yang flavor. It's really well balanced. Good combination of food. I like this. For our wedding, I recreated the recipe. We hired a professional chef to come and cook this. And we served this to all our guests at our wedding, and they all kept saying, "What is that? Why is it so good?" And it's like, this is from Spain. You've got to come to Madrid and try it, and you will love it. The corn mousse was the hardest part to figure out, but I did figure it out. And you know what? I'm going to finish this completely. You like the morcilla. Yeah, and it's cut with pasas, which is pasas is piñones. Okay, that's pine nuts.
When you bite into it, you can taste the pine nuts. Very, very good.
Well, that was a wonderful tapas meal at Casa Lucas. We had a few different things, as you'll see on the video. We also met a lovely young couple. They were sitting next to us, and we had a great time with them, and we're going to keep in touch because they live in Portland, and someday we'll be up there and we can go meet them. I'm checking because Young's standing in the road, and I didn't want her to get run over by any cars. Anyway, Casa Lucas, always a good time, always amazing food, always amazing wine. Definitely worth coming to whenever you're in Madrid. And the other places on the street are good too.